This doll was possessed by a demon, and these are the terrifying things it did. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another video about the supernatural. And today we're going to be talking about Labubu doll, the possession that took over. So make sure to leave a like rating on this video. And without further ado, let's get started. First of all, if you don't know what the name Labubu doll refers to, it is actually the name of a real-life doll that was supposedly possessed by a demon in South Korea. But before I tell you about its evil origins and its demonic possession, I first want to start off by telling you about its creation. So, as I said before, the doll itself was created in South Korea and was named after a Korean girl named Bu-hee. And from the moment that this doll was finished being made, it started giving off creepy vibes. Not only did it have an eerily realistic face, but it also had very realistic movements. It could blink, it could speak, and it could move its limbs just like a real person. And I can only imagine how creepy that must have been for the people who saw it for the first time. Because realistically, we all know that dolls aren't supposed to be able to do any of those things. They're not living creatures. And even though the doll was obviously meant to be a good thing, kind of like a robot or something, the fact that it was so realistic made it seem very unnatural and creepy. In fact, even the man who made the doll, who was a robotics engineer named Park Won-chang, he even admitted to feeling scared when he first saw it because it was so lifelike. He said that he had never seen anything like it before and that it was truly amazing. But of course, everything changed when he decided to donate the doll to the Korean Folk Village, which is a theme park that has a bunch of different historical Korean buildings and also hosts historical reenactments. And after the doll was donated, it was placed in one of the village's buildings, and soon enough, strange things started happening. Some of the employees of the theme park started claiming that they were hearing footsteps and other strange noises coming from inside the building where the doll was kept. And at first they thought that it was just their imagination. But then they started seeing other strange things as well. For example, some people reported seeing the doll moving on its own or even interacting with them. One time, someone went into the building to clean up, and when they turned around, they saw that the doll was staring at them with its eyes wide open. Another time, someone heard the sound of the doll's footsteps, and when they went to investigate, they found that the doll had moved to a different room. At first, these stories were just dismissed as urban legends or made-up rumors. But then more and more people started coming forward with their own experiences of seeing and hearing the doll moving around, which made it seem like there was definitely something strange going on. It wasn't long before the park decided to close down the building where the doll was kept, mostly out of fear that the doll could somehow hurt them. But even after they closed down the building and put the doll out of sight and out of mind, the strange events didn't stop. In fact, they actually got worse. It was then that the staff members remembered that there was an old legend about the doll that had been passed down from one staff member to another. And the legend basically said that the doll was cursed and that anyone who came into contact with it would be doomed. The legend also said that the doll was possessed by a demon and that the demon was very angry and wanted revenge on everyone who had ever wronged it. And apparently, the doll was the demon's way of getting back at people. As soon as they heard this story, the staff members were terrified. They immediately called a priest to come and bless the building and to perform an exorcism on the doll. But when the priest arrived, he refused to do anything. He told the staff members that they needed to take much more drastic measures if they wanted to get rid of the demon. And those drastic measures included killing the doll. At first, the staff members were hesitant. After all, it was just a doll. Why would killing it do anything? But they were desperate. They had no other options left, and they were tired of being tormented by the doll, so they agreed to kill it. The staff members took the doll into the forest and tried to burn it. But no matter how much they tried, they couldn't get it to catch fire. These gasoline and everything, but the doll just kept resisting. It was then that they realized that the doll wasn't just possessed by a demon, but that it was also incredibly powerful. They tried to stab the doll, but the knife just went right through it like it wasn't even there. They tried to decapitate it, but when they went to pick up the head, it was gone. They looked around and they saw that the head was on the ground a few feet away from them, and it was staring at them with its soulless eyes. The staff members were terrified. They ran away from the doll and hid in their cars. But then the doll started following them. It walked down the road towards the cars, and every time it reached a car, the engine would turn off and the doors would lock. The staff members were trapped. They eventually got out of their cars and ran away from the doll as fast as they could, but it was too late. The doll had already won. Now, I know that this sounds like a horror movie or something, but this is actually a true story. This really happened in South Korea, and the staff members were legitimately terrified of the doll. They knew that it was possessed by a demon, and they also knew that the demon was very powerful. In the end, they had to call in the help of a shaman to come and banish the demon from the doll. The shaman performed a ritual, and the demon was eventually forced to leave the doll and go back to hell where it belonged. After the demon was gone, the doll became just a normal doll again. It didn't move on its own or interact with people, and it didn't cause any more problems. The staff members breathed a sigh of relief, and they were finally able to live their lives without being tormented by the doll and its demon. But this story goes beyond just a simple doll possessed by a demon. There are many theories about what this story really means and what it tells us about the world we live in. Some people believe that this story is proof that demons do exist and that they can possess inanimate objects. Others believe that this story is just a hoax and that there is no real meaning behind it. Personally, I think that there is more to this story than meets the eye. If you think about it, there are a lot of similarities between this doll and the devil doll from the movie Annabelle. Both dolls have lifelike features, and they both seem to be possessed by demons. The story of the Labubu doll also has a lot of similarities to the story of the Amityville Horror. In both cases, a family moves into a new home, and they have no idea that they are in for a world of pain. Both families are then tormented by evil spirits, and they eventually have to call in the help of paranormal investigators to help them. I think that there is a much deeper meaning behind the story of the Labubu doll, and I think that it has something to do with the occult. I'm not saying that demons are real or that the occult is true, but I am saying that there are things in this world that we do understand and that we shouldn't mess around with. What do you guys think about the story of the Labubu doll? Do you believe that demons are real and that they can possess inanimate objects? Or do you think that this is just a hoax? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like rating and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I'd also like to take a moment to say a special thank you to our supporters, whose names you can see on screen right now. Thank you so much for supporting me and my work. It means a lot to me that you believe in me and in my ability to create entertaining and educational content. I hope that you continue to support me and that you keep watching my videos. Again, thank you so much. I couldn't do this without you. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you liked this video, make sure to leave a like rating and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Also, if you'd like to support me and my work, go ahead and hit that join button. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.